How's your day going? So my name is Talia Alimi. Before I just get to the topic of today, usually I record the Monday motivational videos, but a lot of changes are going on in my life right now, which I will share with you by the end of this video or as the video is going on. So I decided I'm recording this video today on a Sunday. So happy Sunday from where I am, or happy whatever day you watch it, a happy new week when you get to watch this video. Okay. Today, this video, I'm going to be sharing about how I got the idea to build a $1 billion company. Okay, now I want to give you a preview about um, how my life has really been for the last few decades. Now, if you're following me, if you're getting to this video because you're on my mailing list, or maybe you saw it on YouTube, or you saw a link on any social media platform, you might know a bit about what I've been about. Now, in the last 11 years, but before even the last 11 years, in the last 15 years, I've been inspired to do entrepreneurship. Now, how I became an entrepreneur is basically, first of all, I think is um, my environment. So I grew up with a mother that was very business savvy. She had one business or the other. So I think that kind of, I always saw her doing something to make money. So I think that from the get go, that was something that I was used to. So it wasn't new to me. So I think since I was in primary school, I started to sell sweets and pencils, and then when I was in university I started to sell makeup, and then I've done all sorts of businesses over the years. Okay, but I grew up seeing my mother do small businesses, and so that's in quote what I knew how to do, just small businesses. You make money and you're able to pay your bills or just do the basic stuff. Okay, now I think that things began to shift for me in terms of the possibility of what a business can be when I went for my MBA. Okay, I think when I went for my MBA, we did case studies of a lot of successful businesses that had become multi-million dollar businesses, and I was very inspired. I remember two case studies that really inspired me. One was of a lady called Kate Spade. May her soul rest in peace. I think she died like, is it last year or 2 years ago? So she created a fashion brand called Kate Spade, and the brand grew into become a billion-dollar company. I think she later sold it to a bigger fashion brand. I think is it the LVMH brand? I can't remember what exactly, but she sold it to a bigger fashion group. Then the second was Tory Burch. Tory Burch was, or is this lady who has built a billion-dollar brand to self-made. So seeing women through in those stories in business school building billion-dollar businesses, inspired me that wow, it's possible for women to do this. So I thought, okay, if they did it in fashion, I too should come and do it in fashion. So if you know my backstory, I ran a fashion business for a while. It was a direct consumer business, and I was running it whilst I was working in management consulting, by the way. So I was working with management consulting, helping small businesses uh, create business processes, leveraging technology. And at the same time, I was running this D2C fashion brand that I eventually left consulting to focus on for a while, raised some funds, grew it into an eight-figure business, and eventually fell out with my investors. And then that's how that business went. So that's a bit of how my background was. But I remember that after business school, that kind of inspired me to say, you can really build a big business. Before business school, I was doing small businesses because that's what I saw growing up and saw women doing. But after business school and after reading all those case studies and seeing that it's possible for me, I began to desire to do something more. Okay, so when that passed, lost that business, I went back to work in technology. So yeah, I've always done technology work, small business stuff, and so those two things have resonated with me. No wonder I am doing what I am doing today with Oafara, which I'll tell you a bit more, and then tell you about the creativity masterclass, which is what I'm heading up to, by telling the story of how I got the idea to build a billion-dollar brand. Okay, so worked in technology and then came back, did my business coaching training at the Coaching Academy in the United Kingdom, came back to Nigeria, started to do Talia Alimi Global, work with micro and small businesses. I started to do courses to help them create structures in their business. I remember my very first course was called Accelerate, which was about how to build your strategy, your structure, your systems in your business so that you can accelerate the growth. So that was my first course. And then afterwards, I think I started a business leader circle, which was to bring together a couple of business leaders in a group coaching setting so that they can influence each other, learn from each other, and then we can also provide guidance and support for them to grow. So that was strategy. So as I continued to do those things and do training courses and talk, interact with business owners, and was invited to a lot of the entrepreneurial development programs as a facilitator, worked with a few chamber of commerces, I began to notice the cry of small businesses to get the right kind of financing and support to grow. Okay. Now, what I then tried to do initially to address the issue, especially for a couple of my clients, was I found a couple of financial institutions who I thought were more small business friendly. I recommended for these clients open accounts with them, and then I think that time it was Diamond and Fidelity. Those are the two most popular ones at that time. And then afterwards, still there were so many people who had issues with getting access to financing. So I think I approached one or two financial institutions to try and create a product that is targeted towards small businesses, understanding their needs and all that. And at that time, it fell flat on the face, and I realized that something needed to be done. Okay, so I'm going to share the first principle of how I got the idea to create $1 billion company. The first principle was I listened. Okay, so if you have watched or read five creative tools that can change or transform your business, the first tool I mentioned was listening. So the first thing I did was I listened. I listened to the challenges of small businesses around me, the customers or the clients I was dealing with, and I realized that a lot of them were underfinanced, or didn't even have access to financing. And from listening, okay, I started to ask, how might we question? So do you remember the five tools? I began to ask, how might we do this? How might we solve this problem? What can be different? What can we do differently? And all that. What is available now? What are they doing globally that might be missing in the Nigerian market? So I began to ask, and I began to seek, and I began to, try to find ways of doing it. So that's the second thing that helped me get to the point of creating $1 billion business. Now, the third thing, which is, so basically I'm sharing how I practically applied these tools that, I talk about. So the how might we questions also led us to doing surveys, focus groups, talking to different small businesses, trying to understand their needs, trying to understand what they've done so far to get access to financing and things like that. And the third most important tool that I applied was imagination. Okay, so I began to sit back and imagine what was possible that was not currently existing. Okay, I began to imagine what was possible that was not currently existing. Okay, and my goal through my imagination was what was possible at scale. Okay, so I began to wonder, how can I help 1 million micro and small businesses get access to growth and financing? Okay, to get access to the right kind of financing and then support to grow their businesses. So because I realized after we did all the research, asking the how might we questions, that there was an increase in access to financing, but a lot of businesses were not qualified because they didn't have the right systems around their businesses to even be qualified. And that's when I began to say, how might we, okay, be able to create the right, create something. I don't know what it was going to be. Okay, at that point, excuse me. Sorry. Mhm. So at that point, I didn't know what it was going to be, but I was like, how might we create something that could make an impact at scale? Okay, and that's when my technology background came to the fore for me, because as I started to imagine what can be done, how can it be done at scale, I realized that maybe this is why for all my life, especially since I was younger, I've been attracted to technology. Okay, I started my career as a technology DBA. I've always been like a designer. I love to do product designs, build websites and things like that. It was always been at the fringe of everything I did. Okay, I started to create online courses even before it was popular, because it was all for me about technology, and technology represented convenience. Technology represented ability to reach people in places that you would not normally have reached them and all that. So I began to imagine how technology can become a tool to solve this problem of reaching and helping micro and small businesses to get access to financing and support to grow at scale. Okay, so I spend a lot of time imagining, thinking, imagining how things will be, what is the ideal situation, if we could do A, B, C, D, what would change, what would be different, how can we transform businesses, and things like that. And then in the process of imagining, something struck me that if we can indeed help 1 million micro and small businesses, we could build $1 billion company. So that is the power of imagine. It just came. If we could help, so for example, so by asking how many questions, I found out that it was a really big problem. Okay, by using my imagination, I found out that we could actually solve this problem at scale. Okay, which then led me to realize that if we can't solve this problem at scale, we're going to build $1 billion company. I remember when the thought just came to my mind. I'm going to build $1 billion company, And for me, it wasn't, I'm going to build $1 billion company because I'm going to be pursuing $1 billion. No, it was, I'm going to build $1 billion company, helping 1 million micro and small businesses get access to financing and support to grow. Do you see? So the idea was developed from looking at a problem, asking the right questions, first listening, asking the right questions, using my imagination to flesh out the problem, or what I call creating the spirit or creating my mind, and then coming up with the idea to bring it to pass. Now, between the time when the idea finally clicked to me after I came back from my fellowship, and I think it was November 2018, okay, and when we finally began to do something about it in January 2019, the journey has been arduous. I remember that I had wanted to give up several times, okay? I mean, I think that what has kept me going so far is how compelling the vision is to me. How compelling the fact that what if we can literally make a difference in the lives of 1 million micro and small businesses? So every time I've wanted to give up, the vision in my mind that was created or magnified by my imagination has kept me going, and I can tell you several times I wanted to give up. I remember in the beginning, it was so hard to convince people of what I wanted to do. I didn't have the financing to build the first version of the platform. I had to build it by myself. I tried to get other people to be my co-founders. They ghosted me and all that. It was tough. If you followed my story, I've shared the story several times. So it was really, really tough. I had to lean a lot on prayers, family support, it was really tough, and then just being resilient and keeping my mind on that vision and that imagination and that thing I'd seen in my mind, and the possibility of it and all that. And to now, so fast forward to now, so where are we right now? Okay, I believe we're on a good part of the journey to building our $1 billion company. So a few things that I will share with you. I'm being careful about how I share it because I think that you should give things time to unfold. But as at now, we've been able to raise some funds, and the company is currently valued at 9 figures. So you can do the calculation, a few hundreds or millions right now. We've begun to created our second version of the platform. We have a growth plan to reach and begin to achieve those numbers that we desire to achieve. So it has been phenomenal. The journey has been phenomenal, and I see clearly that we can build $1 billion company. I know we are going to build $1 billion company. I am going to build $1 billion company, and I'm going to build it helping micro and small businesses get the right financing and support to grow and access to market and all the many things I believe will come out of this journey. Now, I believe that you can do the same. So that's why I decided to share my story. And I want to share the process and the methodology and the tools I've leveraged, okay, at the Creativity Masterclass coming up on the 29th of February in Lagos, Nigeria. So the masterclass is going to be a small class, okay, a small size, intimate class, because I want the people who attend the class to experience this process I went through in a more guided way, okay. So Steve Jobs says that hindsight is 2020. So I'm looking back now and I can tell you the process I went through. But when I was going through, it was really arduous. But imagine that you're equipped with the tool and somebody is guiding you to go through this process to create your next level of business expansion, of your personal brand, or revenues in your current business, or things like that. For me, when I was trying to define who is this Creativity Masterclass for, I said this Creativity Masterclass is for people who know that they have capacity to do more. and they want to unlock that capacity. So I think that's who the class is for. It is for people who know they have capacity to do more and they want to unlock that capacity. So if that is you, if that resonates with you, I would like to encourage you to sign up. Now, for everybody, for the first 5 people that sign up this week, now I'm recording this video on the 9th, okay? So between 9th and 15th of February, okay, that window, the first 5 people that sign up for the creativity masterclass will also get a 45 or 40 to 45 minute session with me on Zoom, where we will work to fine-tune that vision ahead of the class, so that by the time you come to the class, you're coming to the class just flying, and taking it to the next level. So if you are one of the lucky 5 people that, as you're watching this video, I want to encourage you, go to the website. My website is www.talealimi.com/creativity masterclass. I'm sure that I'll put the link somewhere. Maybe if you're watching it on YouTube, it will be somewhere down below on YouTube. If you're going to be watching it on the website or anywhere else, it should be somewhere around the website. So the first 5 people who sign up this week, today is 9th, between 9th and 15th of February 2020, okay, would also get a bonus session with me, one-on-one session via Zoom, okay, where we will fine-tune that vision that they want to work on during the creativity masterclass. So if this resonates with you, if you know that you are the one and you have a capacity to do much more, you want to unlock that capacity, I want to encourage you to register for the creativity masterclass. It's going to be phenomenal. It is, like I've said before, if you've read any of my emails or my articles, it's not a teaching class, it is a doing class. Okay, it is going to literally help you lay down that blueprint to create your own. I don't know what your vision is, if it may be $1 billion or $1 million or whatever it is that you're aspiring to do, because I believe that if I can do it, you can do it too, and I hope to be able to guide you to do the same. So if this resonates with you, and like I said, I want to encourage you, click the link, register to the class. If you're one of the first 5 people this week, you get a free bonus Zoom session with me. I wish all the best in creating an amazing class. Now, I was going to say that I'm recording this video on a Sunday because we just got accepted into an accelerator program, and it's going to be an intense next few months. Okay, so a lot of our time will be spent doubling down on our growth, learning, building our products and things like that. So I think literally in preparing for what is coming, I said, you know what, I have to record this video on Sunday. And so maybe that might also, the implication might be that I might not be able to record videos regularly like I used to be to do, but I hope this has added value to you. I hope this has inspired you, and I hope you will take action to building and creating the dream and vision that God has put in your heart. All right, take care and have an amazing week.